Good evening and welcome to the 2024 presidential election night in America between the incumbent president Joe Biden, who is facing off the Republican nominee Nikki Haley. Take a look at the preferred candidate for president. Nikki Haley is slightly more preferred over the incumbent president Joe Biden. Take a look at the approval rating of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is underwater by negative 16%. He's disapproved of by 55% and only approved of by 38%. Now take a look at the favorability rating of his opponent, Nikki Haley. She is approved of by 31% and disapproved of by 31%. Polls out of Georgia suggest that Nikki Haley is the favored to win this state. Arizona polling suggests that Nikki Haley is also favored to beat Biden. We have polls coming out of the state of Wisconsin showing that Nikki Haley is the favorite to beat Biden in Wisconsin. And now we have our first batch of poll closing 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time from these states. Kentucky, 8 electoral votes, Nikki Haley is the projected winner. Indiana, Nikki Haley is the projected winner, 11 electoral votes, no surprise here. Out of the state of South Carolina's 9 electoral votes, Nikki Haley is the projected winner. Polls have now closed in the state of Vermont. Joe Biden is going to win the state, no surprise here. Key battleground state of Georgia, too early to call, 12%, and Joe Biden is in the lead, but keep in mind, too early to call. Out of the state of Virginia, we now can call the race of Virginia for Joe Biden, with just 13 electoral votes. Incumbent President Joe Biden will take Virginia, 53% to Nikki Haley's 47%. Now taking a look at the map to 270, Joe Biden is currently at 16 electoral votes, and Nikki Haley is at 28. We have our second batch of poll closing at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time from 3 states. West Virginia, 4 electoral votes. Nikki Haley is the projected winner. And another key battleground state, North Carolina, an update on the state. Too early to call, 23% in, 16 electoral votes. Out of the state of Ohio, we now can make a projection in this state. 17 electoral votes will be going to Nikki Haley. Another update on the map to 270. 49 electoral votes for Nikki Haley, and Joe Biden remains at 16. We have now, however, 8 o'clock p.m. poll closings Eastern Time from these states. Out of Oklahoma, 7 electoral votes, Nikki Haley is going to win. Polls have now closed in Tennessee. Nikki Haley will pick up its 11 electoral votes, as well as Mississippi's 6 electoral votes. Nikki Haley will win Alabama's 9 electoral votes, as well as Missouri's 10 electoral votes. We have a major projection from the swing state of Florida. Nikki Haley is projected to win the state of Florida with its 30 electoral votes. She's going to win 53% to Joe Biden's 47%. 88% of the estimated vote is in. We now can call the race of Florida for Nikki Haley. An update on the battleground state of North Carolina. Remains too early to call, 40%. Joe Biden lead is narrowing at the moment. We now can call Maine's 2nd congressional district for Nikki Haley. District of Columbia, incumbent President Joe Biden will win this state. As well as Massachusetts, Joe Biden will win its 11 electoral votes. Polls have now closed in the state of Illinois. Incumbent President Joe Biden will win this state. Joe Biden will pick up Maryland's 10 electoral votes, as well as Delaware's 3 electoral votes. Incumbent President Joe Biden will win New Jersey. Joe Biden is projected to win the state of Connecticut with its 7 electoral votes. Polls have closed in Rhode Island, going to Joe Biden. No surprise here. No surprise here. Maine, 3 out of the 4 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden, while 1 out of the 4 electoral votes will be going to Nikki Haley in Maine. And now an update on the key Rust Belt state of Pennsylvania. Too early to call at the moment, 39% in. Nikki Haley is in the lead, but keep in mind, too early to call. A lot of counties have not been called yet. We now can make a projection out of the state of New Hampshire. Its 4 electoral votes will be going to incumbent President Joe Biden. Joe Biden will carry the state of New Hampshire once again by 51% to Nikki Haley's 49%. Another update to 270, 123 electoral votes for Nikki Haley, while Joe Biden is trailing at 94 electoral votes. We now have 8:30 p.m. poll closings from just one state. Arkansas, 6 electoral votes going to Nikki Haley. No surprise here, a solid Republican state. Now we have however 9 o'clock p.m. poll closings from these states. South Dakota, 3 electoral votes going to Nikki Haley. An update on the key Sunbelt state of Arizona. Too early to call at the moment, 49% in. Joe Biden is in the lead, but keep in mind, too early to call. We cannot make a projection just yet. And now out of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes going to Nikki Haley. Another update on the key state of North Carolina, swing state, too close to call, 62% in. Joe Biden is holding a lead of just 1%. We cannot make a projection just yet. Out of North Dakota, no surprise here, Nikki Haley is going to win. It's 3 electoral votes, as well as Louisiana's 8 electoral votes. Another update on the key Rust Belt battleground state of Pennsylvania. Remains too early to call, 53% in. Nikki Haley is in the lead, but it is narrowing down. We now can make a projection for Nebraska. Nikki Haley will win Nebraska, as well as Kansas' 6 electoral votes. We now can call New York for Joe Biden, 28 electoral votes. No surprise here. Out of Colorado, 10 electoral votes going to Joe Biden. An update on the Sunbelt state of Texas, too early to call, 66% in. Joe Biden is in the lead. But keep in mind, too early to call. A lot of counties have not been called yet. We now can call New Mexico, 5 electoral votes going to Joe Biden. Joe Biden will pick up the state of Minnesota, 10 electoral votes. We now, Wisconsin, 52 to 42. Too early to call at the moment with just 53%. Another update on North Carolina, too close to call, 82% at the moment. It is a dead even tie at 48% to 48%. Another update on the race to 270, 156 electoral votes for Nikki Haley so far, and 148 for Joe Biden. This race is getting really tight. We now have our 10 o'clock p.m. poll closings from these 4 states. Utah, 6 electoral votes, no surprise here. Nikki Haley is a projected winner. Another update on Pennsylvania, too close to call, 67% of the estimated vote is in. Nikki Haley holds a 1% lead at the moment. An update on Arizona, too close to call, Joe Biden remains in the lead, 69% in. We cannot make a projection just yet. Now out of Montana, 4 electoral votes, Nikki Haley is going to win that state. Another update on the key Rust Belt state of Wisconsin, too close to call, 68% in. Nikki Haley holds a lead of just 4%. We cannot make a call just yet. Now out of Nevada, key battleground state, too close to call at the moment, 67% in. Joe Biden holds a narrow lead of just 1%. Nikki Haley will win Iowa's 6 electoral votes, no surprise here. And now another update on the Rust Belt state of Michigan, too close to call, 71% in for at the moment. Nikki Haley holds a 3-point advantage at the moment. Now another update on the Sunbelt state of Texas, remains too close to call, 79% in. Nikki Haley is in the lead by 3%. We now can make a major projection out of the key battleground state of North Carolina, 16 electoral votes. Nikki Haley is the projected winner. We now can call North Carolina for Nikki Haley. She's going to win 51.7 to Joe Biden's 48.3, 92%, and we now can call North Carolina for Nikki Haley. Another update on the map to 270, 188 for Haley, 148 for Joe Biden. He is trailing. We now have our 11 o'clock p.m. poll closings from the West Coast. California, 55 electoral votes, the state with the most amount of electoral votes, which should put Joe Biden in the lead. No surprise here. And now another update on Arizona. Joe Biden lead is winding down. He's just up by 2%, too close to call. 77% of the estimated vote is in. We cannot make a call of Arizona just yet. Another update on Wisconsin, too close to call. 79% in. Nikki Haley holds a lead of just 1%. We now can call the state of Texas with its 40 electoral votes. Nikki Haley will win the state of Texas by 7 percentage points. And now another update on Nevada, too close to call, 80% in. Nikki Haley's in the lead by 1%. We now can call Hawaii, 4 electoral votes going to Joe Biden. No surprise here. Another update on Pennsylvania, too close to call, 83% in. And Joe Biden has officially taken the lead for the first time tonight, up by 2% in Pennsylvania. We now can call Oregon, and incumbent President Joe Biden will take its 8 electoral votes. Another update on Michigan. Let's go back to Michigan. Too close to call, 86 in. It is a dead even tie at 47%. We now can call Washington State for Joe Biden, 12 electoral votes. Polls have now closed in Idaho. Nikki Haley will win its 4 electoral votes. Another update to the race to 270. It is extremely close. 232 electoral votes for Nikki Haley, and Joe Biden's at 226. We now have our 1 a.m. poll closings from one state, Alaska's 3 electoral votes going to Nikki Haley. No surprise here. Another update on the key state of Arizona, too close to call, 93% in. It is a dead tie, 48% to 48%. We cannot call the race of Arizona just yet. Another update on Wisconsin, too close to call, 96% in. It is currently, Biden is in the lead, narrowly, we cannot call it just yet. Another update on Michigan, too close to call, 91% in, Joe Biden holds a lead of just 2%, we cannot call Michigan just yet. We now have a major projection out of the battleground state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes, Nikki Haley is the projected winner, she will carry Georgia's 16 electoral votes, she will win 52% to Joe Biden's 48%. Another update on the swing state of Nevada, too close to call, 80% in, it is a tie at 49 to 49%. Another update on the key battleground state of Pennsylvania, remains too close to call at 93% of the estimated vote is in, 49% to 49%, we cannot call the race just yet. Another update on the map, 251 electoral votes for Nikki Haley to Joe Biden's 226, he's trailing once again. We now have a major projection. The state of Nevada, Nikki Haley will flip this state. This is the second flip, actually. 6 electoral votes. Nikki Haley is the projected winner. She will carry Nevada by 0.6 percentage point, 94% in. We now have a major projection out of the Rust Belt state of Michigan. Joe Biden, incumbent president, will win Michigan's 15 electoral votes for the second time in a row, carrying the state at 50% to Nikki Haley's 48.8%, with 99% of the estimated voters in. This is a huge win for the Biden campaign. We now have another major projection out of Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes. Incumbent President Joe Biden will carry it. This is another major win for the Biden campaign as he needs this state. It is a must win, and he's won it. 49.4% to Nikki Haley, 49%. She barely loses the state. We have a major projection out of the key Sunbelt state of Arizona, swing state, 11 electoral votes. Nikki Haley is the projected winner. She will carry the state of Arizona. 98% in, we now can call Arizona's race for Nikki Haley. She takes the state 50% to Joe Biden's 48.8%. We have a major projection coming out of the swing state of Wisconsin. This is another flip for the Haley campaign. She will take Wisconsin by 0.3%, 98% in, we now can call Wisconsin for Nikki Haley. President-elect Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley will be the next president of the United States. She surpasses 270 electoral votes. She will be president-elect in her first term. She gets 278 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 260. She defeats the incumbent candidate 78 to Joe Biden's 260, and this is the finalized map. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at every single state. Taking a look at the winner of the popular vote, Joe Biden once again will win the popular vote and receive more votes, but it does not matter as Nikki Haley wins the Electoral College, giving her the presidency. Everyone for watching the 2024 presidential election. Stay tuned for more election nights in the future. Thank you for watching.